everyone. My name is Danelle, and I'm with Emporia State University. We're a Division II state university in Emporia, Kansas. So at Emporia, we are a four-year fully accredited state university. We have all the same experience and feel of going to a big state university, but at a little bit smaller size in the classroom. Our campus is a little bit smaller, so it's easy to navigate and easy to get around, and it's not as overwhelming as some of those bigger schools might feel to some students. So for me, that was the perfect fit. Big enough that I get the college experience. We have football, we have Greek life, we have all the campus life and fun experience that you're hoping to find at a state institution. But like I mentioned, our classroom experience is definitely a more personal experience, a lot more nurturing environment in that undergraduate classroom. Your professors are going to know you on a first name basis. They're going to care about you as an individual and really help you be successful as you go. So we are a teach first institution. So what that means is our professors' number one job is to be the teacher and make sure that their students are understanding and their students are going to be successful. So that is something that, again, for me is really beneficial as a student, that whenever I had questions, I could go to my professors and they were thrilled to see someone coming to see them during their office hours, and they really wanted to have that student interaction. They want to have their students be successful. So so that was something that I thought was really great about being a student at Emporia State. And another thing that is really a cool thing that we offer is we are one of the most affordable schools in Kansas. Our tuition is a flat rate. So instead of paying for every credit hour per credit hour, the way that you will at most institutions, Emporia offers a flat rate tuition. So you can pay one flat rate and take as many credit hours as you want for the semester. So whether you take 12 hours or you take 24 hours, it's going to be the same price. It gives you a lot of flexibility when you're taking classes. If you want to pick up some extra classes each semester and pick up a minor, you could do that for free. If you want to just take a fun class, which I highly recommend, that's something that I did every semester. I took something that was just totally for fun. So definitely you can take advantage of that in a lot of different ways. I even had friends who would take extra classes every semester, and they graduated early. They took their total time in college and made it shorter by taking extra classes. So there's a lot of things, like I said, you can do with that flat rate tuition, and that tuition is just $3,400 a semester, and that includes all of your campus fees and your tuition and everything. So as an incoming freshman student, we do require that students live on campus for your first semester. So that's something to be mindful of as an incoming student. We are going to require you to live on campus, and we have freshly renovated residence halls as well as brand new residence halls that are being lived in for the very first time this year. So we've got some really nice spaces for our students, really wonderful places for students to live on campus. And it's nice being right there in the middle of everything going on campus and having that college experience and being surrounded by peers. It's such a fun time of life. So to live on campus is about $4,500, and that is an estimate depending on which room you choose, which meal plan you choose. So could be a little bit more, could be a little bit less, just depends on your choices there, which we've got a breakdown on our website that you can see exactly how much those costs are going to be. And so that kind of gives you an idea of what it's going to cost to be a student at Emporia. We do offer a pretty awesome scholarship opportunity called our Presidential Scholarship. That is based on your ACT and your GPA. And you can take classes, as long as you qualify, you are going to earn that scholarship and it'll be automatically awarded to you. So as long as you have a 3.0 or higher in your high school GPA and a 21 or higher ACT score, then you are guaranteed at least $1,000 scholarship. But those range all the way to the $3,600 as the top amount on that. So that's really exciting, and it's renewable all 4 years. So to keep your scholarship, all you have to do is keep your grades above a 3.0 once you get to Emporia State. So just keep your grades up, and you get to have that scholarship sophomore, junior, senior year. And we will let you stack scholarships. So a lot of our departments, they all have scholarship dollars that they give out to the students. as well. And we have athletic awards, talent awards, all kinds of other scholarships you can apply for, and we will let you stack those right on top. So that's nice. You don't have to worry about, you know, using one or the other. We'll let you use all your scholarship dollars. We know you work hard for them, and we want you to be able to use those. Let's see, as far as I touched a little bit on campus. On-campus life is such a fun environment to be involved in. It's a great time of life where you're going to learn and grow so much outside of the classroom too. So we really encourage our students to get involved with at least one club or organization once you get to Emporia State, whether it is an honor society, whether you decide to join Greek life, whether you want to get involved with our leadership club, or you want to get involved with a faith-based organization. Whatever interests you, there is a club for you. We even have a pretty wild group called the Pie Eating Club. They, you know, get together and eat pie. So if that's something you like, like I said, we've got a club that you can join, and that's a great way to make friends and just get involved outside of class. So those are some basic things. And as far as getting in, what do you have to do to get in? You just need to apply online. It's a pretty simple application, and you can fill the application out online. There's not an essay that you have to write or anything like that. But then send us your transcripts and your ACT scores so we can get you moving in the process. And our admissions requirements are you have to have at least one of the three. A 2.0 or higher in your core curriculum classes. So when I say core curriculum, I mean history, math, English, science, those core classes gotta have at least a 2.0 or higher, or a 21 or higher on the ACT, or be in the top 1/3 of your graduating class. So as long as you've got one of those, we can get you admitted and get you in. And yeah, if you don't meet any of those requirements, don't lose hope. We are committed to college access at Emporia State, so talk to your admissions counselor because we have some options for you on that. But yeah, so that's just some basic general info about Emporia State. We do offer visits on our campus every day. We would absolutely love to show you around so you can really see everything for yourself and get a feel for our campus and what our community is like. So definitely check that out. What kind of questions do you guys have?
Awesome. Okay, Danelle, the questions that I had coming in are, one of them was cost of out-of-state tuition or international students.
Great question. Just a second.
Sure.
I don't know that number off the top of my head, but I do know that out-of-state tuition is also flat rate. Okay, so we now we have a couple of things. We have Corky Plus, which includes certain counties in Missouri: Andrew, Bates, Buchanan, Caldwell, Cass, Clay, Clinton, DeKalb, Jackson, Johnson, Lafayette, Livingston, Platte, and Ray counties are all part of our Corky Plus Missouri area, which get in-state tuition. So for students who are in that KC metro area, they do get the in-state tuition rate. We also have that in 20 counties of Oklahoma. So there again, students get that in-state rate. And then if students are in our MESEP area, which includes Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Minnesota, North Dakota, Ohio, and Wisconsin, and then Colorado, Missouri, Nebraska, and Oklahoma, and Texas. They get the MESEP rate, which is 150% of tuition. So it's not that full out-of-state tuition rate. It's $4,687 a semester. And then the full out-of-state tuition or international student rate is $10,357 a semester.
Okay, very good.
No. Oh, sorry. I was going to
That's
go
fine.
ahead, and we have an additional scholarship that students, so all students who qualify for the presidential scholarship, if they're out of state students, they also qualify for our Sunflower scholarship, which is an additional $5,000 on top of that presidential scholarship.
Awesome. Okay. And so for the kids in the Kansas City metro area, I mean, you mentioned those counties, and those are all around Kansas City. So on the
Mhm.
Missouri side, so definitely it would be advantageous for a kid in the Missouri, Kansas City metro area to definitely consider Emporia State. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Um, Next question was, are there minority organizations or organizations on campus that represent minority students?
Yes, we have several minority student organizations, including fraternities and sororities, as well as like our Black Student Union. We have our Pride Club, which is very active and an all-inclusive club for anyone who wants to join that. We have our Latino Club, which is, oh, we have a three-letter name. Halo, four-letter name. Halo, they're a very active organization on campus. So, as well as women's groups and just all kinds of different groups that students can get involved in. So, absolutely.
Okay. Another question was relating to the makeup of the town itself of Emporia. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Meaning just the size of the town, or what do you mean exactly?
The size, what is the, I guess the flavor of the town, if you will? Is it a very small town? Is it a farming community or?
Okay, I understand.
Mhm.
So Emporia is a really sweet little college town. It's definitely a small town, especially compared to Kansas City, being one of the biggest metro cities in the area. Emporia is going to have that small town feel, but it's definitely got that quaint college feel. We have a very classic main street that's right there next to our campus with a lot of local shopping, local restaurants that you won't find anywhere else, local coffee shops, things like that. So it definitely has that kind of warm hometown feel about it. We're a big biking community. We actually host one of the largest dirt road bike races in the country. It's a 200-mile long dirt road bicycle race that happens every summer. About 1,200 people come from all over the world to ride in that. So that's called the Dirty Kansas. So we're a big biking community. We're also a really big disc golf community. We have 5 pro level disc golf courses within 10 minutes of town, which is a pretty awesome thing for our disc golfers. And we actually host the largest disc golf tournament in the country as well. That's called the Glass Blown Open, and that's in April. About 1,500 disc golfers come from all over the country for that tournament. That is a really awesome experience and a lot of fun. We host the Pro Junior World Tournament in the summer as well, and we had Pro World a couple years ago. So that's pretty cool. There's always something fun going on around town. And like I said, the food places are really awesome. Our Doobies has been on diners, drive-ins, and dives. There's just a lot of cool places around Emporia. We have Walmart, we have Hobby Lobby, we have Sonic and Spangles and Brahms and Freddy's and all the things, Starbucks, all the places that you would typically find, in a town too. So there's definitely kind of that comfort of familiarity mixed in with some really new and cool local places. So yeah, it's nice. It's a pretty compact town. You can walk pretty much anywhere you want to go. Right around campus, everything's within walking distance, or like I said, you could bike around town. So yeah, it's really a nice little place.
Okay, a question I had related to that was that how is the public transportation system there in
Great.
Emporia?
So we have the LCAT, which is like a public transportation bus that runs around town. You can catch the LCAT real easy and get around town. Or, I mean, there's Uber these days. You can Uber anywhere, all around anywhere. So you could do that. Or we we used to have a cab service. I'm not sure if that still runs. I mean, I know there's cabs, but there used to be one that was like free for college students, and I don't know if we still have that. But yeah, like for the most part, you can walk or bike anywhere you want to go right around campus. And then if you need to go to Walmart, which is about 3 miles from campus, you can catch the LCAT real easy, or even just, grab a ride with a friend. That's pretty easy too.
Okay. Thank you. Another question that came in was, I guess, related to the corona pandemic that's going on right now. What type of
Yes.
steps has Emporia State taken to deal with that situation?
Well, that's a great question. And we have canceled all of our face-to-face classes, and everything is going online to finish up the semester. We've closed our campus to visitors, and as many employees as possible are working from home, which is I'm working from home right now. So it's a little bit of a new world for all of us, kind of figuring out how do we still stay connected with our students. I'm taking American Sign Language 1 this semester, which is why I've done a little bit of signing during this presentation, because I am learning how to speak American Sign Language, which has been really exciting and awesome. But that's now entirely online, so we're navigating how does this work to be online. And yeah, so I mean, just really encouraging people to do what the professionals are telling us to do, to social distance, wash our hands, disinfect everything. So that's what I know as of now. I don't know. I know that, since we had to close the residence halls, students could come and get their things, and they set up specific times for students to come to where they wouldn't be seeing each other, and limiting exposure that way as well.
Okay.
Good question.
Also, another question was, what are the most popular science majors?
Great question. Yeah, so our science department is really awesome. It's super hands-on. Our students get to take a ton of field trips. They get to go out and do a lot of field studies. We have a lot of biology majors, and like I said, those biology majors, they probably take more field trips than anybody else, because Emporia has more tracts of land out in the Flint Hills. Since we're located in the heart of the Flint Hills, our students get to go out, and we have a lot of land that has been gifted to the university for students to do research and to study. So they get to do a lot of really cool things there. And we have an wildlife and parks outpost on our campus as well, so students get to work with them, and they've done a lot of cool things. But also in biology, that also includes human biology and pre-medical programs as well. And our students have a human cadaver lab that they get to do hands-on dissection. They get to do research with that. We have a cancer research lab on campus, and all the same kind of high-tech medical equipment that you'll find at KU Med. But it's pretty cool because we'll let our undergrads play with that and get some experience with that as undergraduate students. We also have earth science, so if students are interested in studying earth science or geology, they can study that as well. Those are probably our most popular science majors. Oh, we have chemistry too. So if students want to be a chemist, they can study that at ESU. And then as well as this science education. So I forgot to tell you that Emporia is known for our teachers college. We were founded as a teachers college in the beginning, and that's what we founded as. And so all of our teacher programs are top notch. Our elementary ed is one of the best in the country. So if students want to be a teacher, Emporia can definitely help them with that.
Okay. And another question is do you have a computer science major or a CIS major?
Yes, we do have computer science. It's housed within our School of Business, which is internationally accredited by the Association for Advanced Collegiate Schools of Business. So that's a great program that students can go through if they're interested in computer science and programming and building of computer systems. We also have the business information systems, which is a little less of the programming and the actual building of the systems. It's more implementing computers into business. And then we also have business data analytics, which is kind of somewhere in the middle. It's it's got more programming than the information systems, but it's still a business degree. So you're going to get basic business in all of that. So it's, I don't know if that answers your question.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Another question was related to, I guess, the allied health fields, nursing, and do you have those majors as well?
Yes, great question. So nursing is another major that is very strong in Emporia State. It's very hands-on. It's very competitive to get into. So nursing, there is only 50 spots available every semester or every year. So students do have to apply separately to the nursing program. We have a guaranteed admission option if students start as a freshman, as a pre-nursing major, and maintain their GPA above a 3.0 or higher, then they go through the guaranteed admission option steps, and they're guaranteed to have a spot in one of those 50 in the cohort. So that's a really popular option. But Emporia actually has some of the highest first-time pass rates for the NCLEX exam in the state. It's pretty exciting. Usually we're in the 94 to 96% first-time pass rate, but this last year, our class of 2019, 100% of our nursing students passed it the first time. So we're really proud of them. And I think that just really kind of speaks to the quality of our program and the preparation that students get from Emporia.
Okay. And I think a follow-up to that question is that they asked, is the tuition the same for nursing, or do they have to pay more? Or
Yes, tuition is the same for nursing. There are a few programs that do have some additional fees, like our School of Business does have, I think, a technology fee, but it's only like $6.75 or something. It's a pretty small amount. As far as I know, nursing doesn't have specific fees on all of their courses. Now, some lab courses do have some extra fees, lab fees, things like that. So the same thing in science, you know, if you're taking a lab class, there's some extra course fees there to pay for those lab items. And the same thing with art. When students are taking art classes, there is material costs that students have there, but then they get to keep all of their art, which, yeah, I didn't even talk to you about art and music and theater. We have some really awesome opportunities there too.
okay. Another question was related to, and thank you again for your time.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Was related to, I guess, what type of religious facilities exist on campus? I mean, in regards to other, I guess, non-traditional religions and that type of thing.
We have like a unity space, a space where all students of all backgrounds and all religions are welcome to gather and share and discuss what they have, you know, what backgrounds they come from and what their religion teaches, and students just gather to share those ideas. So that is an open space for students. And then we have students of different religions and backgrounds that can get together and join together for for prayer, meditation, all of the religious things that they want to do. So
thank you. Okay, and then I think one of the last questions that they had here was I guess related to the demographics on the campus. What international students, you know, African Americans, Latinos, Asians, do you have a breakdown of you know, just the demographics on the campus like that?
I don't know the specific number as far as, you know, how many of each group there is. I'm sure I could probably get that for you, but I don't have it currently. We are a very diverse student population. We've got a great international student population from students all over the world. So that's always been something that was really cool. I so enjoyed getting to know international students as a student, and still do. It's a great way to get to know what other places in the world are like without ever leaving Kansas. It's really awesome. So we've got an awesome international student population. We have African American students, we have Latino students, Hispanic, we have Asian American students, we have white students, we have we have all different kinds of students at Emporia State, and we actually are pursuing to be a model university for diversity, equity, and inclusion, where anybody can come and learn at Emporia State.
Okay, very nice. And then the last question that I had, or that came to me, was in regards to an international airport, or like, I guess with that question, I'm sorry, international or just an airport in general? So go ahead, I'll let you respond. Sorry.
Oh, great question. So there's not an international airport in Emporia. So most of our students will either fly into Kansas City or they will fly into Wichita. I think most students come to Kansas City because I think it's a little bit more affordable to fly there. And then we actually have a transit system that we set up to help students get to campus. So whether we send a bus or we send a van or someone comes to help pick up those students. So that's all coordinated through our international student office. So once students, they get admitted and they go through the process and get enrolled, and they work with their international advisor to set up that time to actually say, okay, I'm going to be here at this time. Someone will be there to pick them up and help them get to campus, because it is about an hour and a half from Kansas City and about an hour and a half from Wichita to get to Emporia. So.
Okay. So relatively close then. Okay.
Yeah, it really is. It's kind of close but far. It's far enough away for students who live in the Kansas City metro area to be able to move away and have that I'm moving away from home experience, but yet it's close enough if they need to come home, they can. It's not too far, so that's a pretty cool thing too.
Okay, this question didn't come through, but a question for you is that are there a lot of Kansas City students that attend Emporia?
Yes. Yes. The Kansas City metro area and the Wichita area are our two biggest areas that students come from, as far as, just looking at the numbers. That is where the majority of our incoming freshman students every year come from, those areas. So I think it's a really good fit for a lot of students in those spaces. And I typically work primarily with the students in the Wichita area, because that's where I grew up and that's where I came from. And so this is the area that I'm posted up in. But we do have a representative for the Kansas City area. Her name is Stephanie Darden, and she is really great. And she actually is from Kansas City, and so that works out well too. So yeah.
Okay. That was all the questions that came into me. And there's an iPhone user and Lamont. I don't know if you folks had any questions before we go ahead and close out. So,
first of all, very good presentation. I do apologize. I'm in between two different meetings, but nevertheless, I may have missed it, but can you speak to your strategy as far as retention?
Ooh, it's interesting that you ask that, Lamont, because it's something that I would love to be a part of, but it's not actually part of my job. And I struggle with that because I get to know students as incoming freshmen, and I get to, know their parents, and it's so awesome. And I get so excited for them. And then once they move in, I kind of, since I live in Wichita, I lose track a little bit of how they're doing. And I wonder about that as well. And so I don't know, I'm not a part of the retention program, but I do know that we have a new student orientation that all students go through. We pair them up with other students, like a peer, an older student peer mentor to try to help them in that way. We have our advisors meet with students at least once during the semester, some students twice during the semester, just to check and see how they're doing. But yeah, I'm sorry, I really don't know the specifics on retention.
Oh no, that's fine. What I wanted people to hear, because this is being recorded, I want people to hear how genuine you are and how sincere you are, and what makes you a different recruiter than a lot of other recruiters that are out there. So again, I think I think you're outstanding anyway.
Thanks, Lamont. It's good to hear your voice.
Yeah, likewise. So Danielle, you were mentioning the art programs, and Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so we have some pretty awesome art opportunities at Emporia State. The studio art is amazing, whether you want to do painting, 2D design, 3D design, sculpture, ceramics. We have the only glass blowing program in the state. We have the only engraving degree in the world, so some pretty cool opportunities there. And I mean, you don't, and the thing about our fine arts is you don't have to be a major. You can just take art classes because you love them. Like, I was a business major and I took art classes. I took glass blowing because I was like, that sounds fun. And it was amazing. So I definitely encourage students to try something new. Our theater program is really awesome. We do 8 to 10 shows every year. So that is a really very vibrant theater program where students are kind of constantly working on shows and having sets built and being on stage. Our students get it's a generalist program, so we're going to teach you everything. Whether you're an actor, we're going to how to build sets, we're going to teach you how to do lights, sound, stage managing, directing, costumes, all of the aspects of the theater. So when you graduate, you're very marketable and go out into the theater world and get a job doing a lot of different things within the theater world. So that's pretty awesome. And music is very similar. It's very nurturing environment. You can study music performance, concert performance, or you can study digital audio recording or education. So yeah, and again, you don't have to be a major to be involved with music. So if you're a musician and you want to continue to grow as a musician, you can continue to participate and learn and grow. You can do individual lessons. You can take classes just for fun. So it's nice. You can be as involved or uninvolved as you want to be with that.
Very nice.
Yeah. Any other questions? Questions.
So, I mean, I just look like we have some shy people on, but what about Emporia? Because you went there, correct?
I did. Yeah.
So what is it about Emporia that appealed to you?
That's a great question. So for me, it's kind of a crazy story. My mom went to Emporia State, so she's an alum as well. And when it was time for me to start figuring out where I was going to go to college, I was kind of like, okay, fine, Mom, go see Emporia. and I didn't think I was going to like it. I really didn't. And then I went for that visit, and I got my feet on campus, and it felt like home. And I just was like, yeah, I like it here. People are very kind, and they're very warm, and it's just a special place because, like I said, you can have the college experience with the football and the Greek life and the whole like, woo, I'm at college and this is awesome. But yet your professors, they still know your first name and they care about you as a person and they want you to be successful after you graduate. They want you to learn in your class and they want you to be successful. So I think that's kind of a special thing that Emporia has to offer. And so, yeah, like I said, for me though, it was the visit, like just getting my feet there and checking it out and seeing that, oh yeah, I like this. This feels like I could be here and I could live here and I could really be successful here. So, and I visited a couple of other schools as well. And, one was just way too big. And I was like, nope, I'd be lost here. And then the other one was really nice, but I just thought I like Emporia better. So yeah, that was the thing. But, the cost is really a great factor as well. The fact that we have these really awesome academic opportunities at such an affordable price is really a special